Live from the Grenadian capital, this is the GBN Television News. GBN, covering you from the Grenadine Island chain to Brooklyn, New York, via the World Wide Web on www.gbn.gd.
The news headlines is brought to you compliments GUT Credit Union.
Are you busy during the week and have no time to go to the credit union to access your loans? Do you wish there were more days available to you? We can help. Our Loan Saturday is back by popular demand this and every Saturday at the GUT Credit Union Grandance Branch, Excel Plaza. Enjoy the peace of mind knowing that you have access to your credit union even on a weekend. So come on in and take advantage of our services every Saturday. GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
This is Network News for Monday, November the 14th, 2022. I'm Stasia Blake. In the headlines, Boca residents outraged the police following 9th homicide on Sunday. Port workers down tools for the second time this year. The relevance of media in the Caribbean under threat. An elderly woman in Grenville robbed for the 4th time. In around the globe, 37 fishermen returned to Jamaica after 3-week detention in Colombia for illegal fishing. In international news, France and the UK signed deal to stop asylum seekers crossing the channel. And coming up in sports, Grenada takes 3rd place as well as a number of the records in the OECS Swimming Championships. Details right after this message.
The first segment of the news comes to you compliments Soft Weave Bathroom Tissue.
Have you heard about the new Soft Weave bathroom tissue with total hygiene? As hygiene and safety have taken center stage, our bathroom tissue is now manufactured with 3 different technologies to offer the best protection for you and your family. UVC light technology for a safe and effective disinfection process, eliminating 99.9% of microorganisms. Also, production at high temperatures, killing all types of germs and bacteria. And it's pH controlled with delicate fibers to prevent irritation for even sensitive skin. Soft Weave Total Hygiene Bathroom Tissue, available in supermarkets and shops island-wide. Visit Soft Weave Caribbean Facebook or Instagram pages for more information.
Good evening, this is GBN's News at 7. Boca residents are outraged at police. This follows the handling of Sunday's stabbing incident in Boca St. George. Christina John was in the community earlier today and was in conversation with villagers who are left in mourning.
Police have launched an investigation into the death of Chris Alfred, who died following a stabbing incident in Boca on Sunday. However, grieving villagers are not satisfied with the manner with which the matter was initially handled. They felt more could have been done to save the victim's life.
The police operated in a timely manner because they was there to at least save his life. That would have taken 10 minutes to the hospital. Instead of waiting for the ambulance 40 minutes, I believe that the life would have been saved. I am really disgusted by how the ambulance and our emergency system in Grenada operated. The police van was not even equipped with any aids of assisting someone with a wound or any, I
could have lived, but he could have lived, but because of the police and them say they cannot touch him, they waiting on the ambulance, so he suffered to death.
Yeah, but honest, I say the police relapse the night, to be honest. They relapse. You could get 3 kids to do the police job the night because like they were scanning the body. You understand?
That's a gruesome killing at the end of the day.
According to the RGPF, they responded to the report of a stabbing during the early hours of Sunday morning, where upon arrival, they observed a man lying on the public road with what appeared to be blood about his body and a stab wound to his neck. The victim, identified as 31-year-old Chris Alfred, a construction worker, was taken to the General Hospital, where he later died. Brother of the deceased relayed to GBN what he understands happened.
I didn't know what went on, I didn't know what took place. I only get a call that come now, my brother dead. I got down there about 1:30.
and he spent about 2 hours on the ground, they bleeding off. The conversation I really see on the ground is like, he had a little money in the pocket, and he was coming up, and a man hide behind the wall. And as he approached in front, the man attacked him and pull him into the yard and stab him into the neck. So he run by the road and asked him, why? It's too late. By the time he can run, he'd fall long. And when I go down there, that was the end of him. He wasn't breathing, he wasn't moving, nothing. Because I was calling him, copy, and I cannot take nothing from him. He don't move in his hand, he barely nothing don't moving, which I know definitely he did on the spot in Boca.
Villagers say they are saddened by Chris' death, as there was no apparent altercation between him and the perpetrator. Chris, also known as Benjai, was described as a cheerful, fun-loving, and happy individual to everyone and anyone in the neighborhood. The situation has also taken a toll on the victim's 8-year-old son.
The day he came on to speak, and then when I come back, we sit down for like about 15 minutes talking. Then when I wake up to the incident, I know that he got stabbed, and I was rather shocked, right? You can't know how we go along, And he was very friendly, helpful to everybody. At the end of the day, there's nothing bad I could say about him, right? The child mother yesterday morning after the incident, so I said, well, you're up. She told me, I said, well, just brace yourself for I'm about to tell her, right? I said, well, I'm Christian father died, right? She was like, oh, yeah, so then she breaking news, he started to cry. It's like, he's afraid to sleep literally.
Relatives and friends of the victim are calling on members of the public to be sensitive to the victims' families and let good sense prevail when posting on social media platforms.
I think some of these social medias platform that bring news, I think they need to be sensitive to people's feelings and to family feelings, showing raw pictures of the incident, showing the face of the victim, even though pictures was leaked, but still have that feeling for the family members. Going on social media and seeing these raw photos, and then people need to be considerate when they're taking photos. You don't take photos of these things and just keep on sharing and posting. So that was really not nice, and that was disgusting.
Postmortem will be conducted to determine the cause of death. Police have detained one man in connection with the incident. Christina John, GBN News.
The Grenada Ports Authority issued a release on Monday advising the general public that services at the port in St. George have been disrupted due to industrial action taken by workers, represented by the Technical and Allied Workers Union. The release further stated a resumption date for services could not be given and issued an apology for any inconveniences caused. GPA says it is working with the relevant stakeholders to come to a quick and amicable solution to the impasse. The original purpose for public service media, public broadcasting, or journalism in the public interest has always been to be a barricade against ignorance and a beacon of enlightenment and knowledge. However, as we hear in this feature by Gerard Joseph, this key weapon in the arsenal of democracy is having its values and relevance threatened, placing media in the Caribbean in a battle of its life.
Keynote speaker for the launch of a situation report and action plan on media and information literacy and disinformation in the Caribbean, Julius Gittens, noted that media in the Caribbean, including Grenada, are facing a battle for relevance.
More and more of our audiences seem to be declaring with increasingly strident tones, amounting to outright boasting, that they don't watch the television, they listen to the radio.
Gittens highlighting the need to reinforce the values of public service media in the strengthening of democracy and their contributions, impressed its importance to cultural entrepreneurship and the creative industry.
To put it plainly, public service media trade in facts, seek the truth, try to explain and understand rather than merely expose and exploit. And those values and this work have become more relevant, not less relevant, more valuable, not less valuable, more necessary now than ever before in this era of information wars and rumors of information wars.
The independent media and communication specialist believes that Caribbean media have been flying blind since the advent of the smartphone.
And yet it is also a fact, is it not, that radio and television appear to be entering a new golden age through some of that same technology. The platform by which increasing numbers of people receive the signals may be changing, but the demand for content appears unabated. And yet, as recently as 3 weeks ago, a Caribbean leader declared the death of broadcasting and the birth of narrowcasting.
The veteran broadcaster says Caribbean media's relevance is under threat as politicians discovered a digital tool for the preservation and gaining of political power.
Despite their original intentions to model national radio and television stations on the BBC, Caribbean leaders have moved swiftly to co-opt broadcasting for far more narrow sectional interests. Instead of using the airwaves to educate, inform, and entertain, as public broadcasting set out to do for the last 100 years, in the Caribbean, it has been forced to proselytize, propagandize, and anesthetize. It is perhaps because so many of our people have become inured to this corrupting of public service media, both without and within, that many are reportedly moving away from these traditional sources of news and current affairs.
The birth of social media getting ads has led to masses of information being poured into the vacuum of trust, with Caribbean media finding it difficult to follow.
But the population's appetite for credible news, ethically generated, outstrips the capacity of our media to supply. Unable to successfully monetize these new platforms amid declining advertising revenue, because unlike elsewhere in the Commonwealth, Caribbean public broadcasters have rarely received discrete public funding, certainly not without political strings attached. And despite the widespread public perception that our public service media are fed a steady diet of taxpayers' dollars, actually our newsrooms, both in the public and the private sector, have been decimated, as managers see the journalist and the program maker as the most expendable resource.
He told his colleagues that in this current era, a rise in a lack of trust in news media and a rise in untrustworthy media have been witnessed. Citing examples, the independent media and communication specialist impressed that while news media is being regulated by law, ethics, and morality in restricting the publication of graphic details or giving intimate details of a case, social media does not have such restrictions.
What then should be the response of our media policymakers, both within and without the media industry? In my view, the antidote to this poison is not only obvious but unavoidable. The only way, as far as I can see, out of this morass of the incredulous and the incredible, is that we must first begin with the source. And in this case, I refer to the end user, our audiences. There needs to be an effort undertaken as never before to educate our audiences in media literacy. The education effort must not only be formal, but informal. Formally, where our education systems embark on media literacy programs from primary through to post-secondary, we in the media informally need to do what we have seldom, if ever, done. Teach our people how to consume media and ultimately to contribute more meaningfully, perhaps even democratically, to media production.
I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
This is News at 7. Coming up, Grenville resident robbed for the 4th time. Stay with us.
My name is Robert Bristol. I'm the CEO of Bristol's Pest Caribbean, and Oasis Pet and Garden. I became a member of Ariza in 2016. What I like the most about Ariza Credit Union is the level of hospitality, to me the humility of the staff and the willingness of the staff to communicate with you on a one-on-one level. Ariza have helped me over the years by trusting me in the beginning when I started my small business. They gave me my first vehicle loan and also a little bit of extra cash to help my first business to get started. And from ever since, they supported me by giving me little loans when I needed, whether it's to get supplies or inventory. So they have been very helpful to my small business. I would like to take this time to congratulate Ariza Credit Union on their 75-year milestone of transforming so many Grenadian lives.
The 12th annual Wagiti Super Knockout is down to its quarterfinal stage. And this weekend, the stadium will be on fire. Saturday, 19 November, 7 p.m. Hurricanes SC versus Fontana United. 9 p.m. Hard Rock SC versus defending champs FC Camahorn. Then on Sunday, 6 p.m. Montreach SC versus South Spartans SC. And the Paradise FC International versus Black St. David's FC. Admission on both days. Adults $30, children $15. The quarterfinal of the Wagiti Super Knockout is on. Don't miss a game. A wonderful match.
Yar, shiver me timbers. What's this? Free tile?
Ooh, free tile? We've got to go capture this treasure.
Full speed ahead. Yar, with prices like these, there's no need to plunder at all. Free tiles for Christmas is back at Island Style.
Yo ho ho! Buy 100 tiles at the regular price, get up to 20 tiles absolutely free. Magnificent!
Remember, when you think tile, think Island Style. Yar, maybe I should tell my fellow pirate elf, Captain Jack Sparrow.
Oh, I think he's busy fighting monsters these days.
Do you know that you can lower your electricity bill by switching to energy-efficient appliances? By switching to energy-efficient appliances, you can help lower your energy usage. Your refrigerator, for example, is amongst the highest energy-consuming appliances within your home as it remains running throughout the day and night. Switching to an energy-efficient refrigerator can lower your electricity bill by up to 40%. As an individual consumer, I cannot impact global fuel prices. However, I can ease the burden of rising fuel rates by switching to energy-efficient appliances. What can you do?
Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
Spare your pocket, spare the earth, always at Grenlec. Why wish upon a star? Our bank is better by far. Whatever you're wishing for this Christmas, we'll give you low interest and no fun.
Make your wishes come true this Christmas with a loan from Co-op Bank. Make those home renovations, treat your family and friends, and get the things on your Christmas list. All of this is possible with our hassle-free financing of up to $40,000. Apply today and you can be one of the 5 lucky customers to win a shopping spree. Have it all as you wish this Christmas with Co-op Bank. Visit our website or your nearest retail banking unit for more details. Terms and conditions apply.
Christmas wishes come true with Co-op Bank and you. Welcome home.
High impact doors and windows can be yours. Now available at Caribbean Shutters Windows and Doors. Agents for Domus Windows and Doors. Get custom-made UPVC products with a 20-year warranty on frames and a 5-year warranty on hardware, complete with installation and so much more. Visit our showroom at 11 Frequente Industrial Park, St. George, or call 439-1293, or visit our website at www.domuswindows.com.
Now this is Christmas time. Celebrate and stand. With furniture on, you can will make it with your one. With unsecured loans, reduced interest rates, win cash prizes for the best Christmas ever. So we'll make it, hey, Byron playing, hey, Harlan Black cake eating. Now this is Christmas.
Get unsecured loans up to $50,000 and a chance to win cash prizes this Christmas at Republic Bank. We're the one for you.
I want you folks to play these 3 games from the NLA. Daily Pick 3 cash flow and play with. You will be supporting sports and culture, nation building and our future. So go out and play, folks, make it a must. You will see what the National Lottery is doing for us. When you play Pick 3 cash flow and play with, the NLA will support you all the way.
Starting September 30th, Monday to Friday, these 3 games will be drawn mid-morning, 9:45 a.m., midday, 12:45 p.m., and evenings, 7:45 p.m. The National Lotteries, supporting sports, culture, and nation building.
Sunday money
GBN leads, the others follow. This segment is brought to you by Republic Bank.
Have your family or friends ever needed cash now, but you are nowhere close to give it to them directly? With the cardless cash feature from Republic Bank Online and your mobile phone, it is hassle-free and convenient to send money to anyone, including yourself, using the Republic mobile app. Simply log into your account, access the cardless feature, enter the amount you want to transfer, and using the access code provided, the cash can be withdrawn instantly from a designated Republic Bank ATM without a card. Republic Bank Cardless Cash is convenience at your fingertips. To learn more about our cardless cash features, visit republicgrenada.com for more details. Special terms and conditions apply.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
An elderly woman in Grenville has been robbed for a fourth time. Family members are seeking justice and they want answers. They're also seeking the public's assistance if they know or have seen anything suspicious to come forward. Christina John has this dispatch.
Bandits strike again. After being raped on one occasion and robbed on 3 previous occasions, an elderly woman is again a victim. This horrific ordeal continues for 87-year-old Margaret Lewis of Griffin Lane, Grenville, whose house was ransacked on the weekend. She told GBN the thief entered her premises through a back window.
Sleepy child. Since the first thing happened, they don't want me sleepy. When I come Saturday morning, they doesn't come and they doesn't have church on Saturday morning. So I come, I open the gate, I open the door, the mother about they going to child in the castle. I see all pieces of paper, what tear up, what bill, all things scattered in the place. I stand up, I only call Jesus 3 times and I say no, I watch. I don't touch him. Come and I sit and watch inside the room and go in the thing. They take those, they didn't throw those sweets on the ground because I had them well tied up and in container. They place what they place on the chair, they place on the table. What they want to put on the ground, they put on the ground, but not, I mean, it was in containers. A lot had to say, God gave me the strength to face it.
The robber made off with some valuable items as well as cash, money she obtained from the sale of her confectionaries. Miss Margaret says she thought she had secured the money in her take-home bag that day, but apparently it was left on her bed.
Take wine, they take the blender. Well, I don't know what they take inside the bag because I always put in things. I missed two rugs. One rugs, one for the bedroom and one for the floor, the new one. New, you don't use it. But 600 and then I'll make a change and thing I had. So I don't know.
The painful part is the culprit has not been caught for any of the crimes committed against her.
The one man came, worrying them, they one come tell me they had to wait a while. When he come, he said he had other thing to a next issue come up. And he came, I tell him what happened, tell what you lose. Print, how they call them, a fingerprint, and had to come up. So he going to, I go take a look a while because it's from tongue, he had to come up. While they taking a little statement from me, the fella come. And he telling him that he go in tongue, he have a more important case to see after. Yes. So, of course, he tell me I have more important case to see after because he ring him and tell him. In tongue, and then when he come back. And when he come back, it's late, about 5 o'clock. But listen to the joke when he come, he just go inside and he put something in some bag and he go in Victoria, he come back till around 5.
This whole situation is not sitting well with Mrs. Margaret's family, who questions the motive of the perpetrator. According to her daughter, Natasha Lewis Klein, her mother no longer sleeps in her house since the first incident occurred. She says to date, there has not been any substantial justice for her mother.
Angry, frustrated, upset.
The first incident have not brought closure to any one of us up to now. If you know which incident I'm talking about, right? It's too much. It's frustrating. You don't know if when you leave your house in the night and you come back, if when you come back you don't get it how it is. And my mother is 87 years old. She don't need to be going through this thing. She have not interfered with anybody. Everybody would tell you, my mother is a sweet soul. They're trying, quote and unquote, but hands are tied. A couple occasions I go to the police station. The police that was handling it, he said to me, we're waiting on Digicel to check the towers to see if the person was in the area. Up to now, after that, I have not heard nothing. We're almost 4 to 5 years. Nothing.
Client says she believes regular police patrols in the area could make a difference. As a family, she says they will do whatever it takes to protect her mom. Christelina John, GBN News.
New UN Climate Change Executive Secretary Simon Steele dubs himself the accountability chief during opening speech at COP27. Beverly Tellisford has been following the conference, which is taking place in Egypt.
Today, a new era begins, and we begin to do things differently. Paris gave us the agreement. Katowice and Glasgow gave us the plan. Sharm el-Sheikh shifts us to implementation. No one can be a mere passenger on this journey. This is a signal that times have changed.
Speaking on Sunday, November 6th at the opening of COP27, Grenadian-born Simon Steele, the new Executive Secretary of the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, UNFCCC, says world leaders would now have to take accountability for their actions in tackling one of humanity's greatest challenges, climate change. Mr. Steele called himself an accountability chief as he revealed that since COP26, only 29 countries have stepped forward with tightened national climate plans. He added that an additional 5 followed suit since the publication of the UNFCCC's Nationally Determined Contributions Synthesis Report. Steele believes this is far from acceptable as there are 165 countries which still need to revisit and strengthen their national climate pledges this year. He called out the progress blockers and made it known that going forward they will not hinder the efforts to address climate change.
There are those that are going forward further and faster than everyone else. These are examples that must be followed. There are those who just need a nudge into taking further action, to go beyond business as usual. There are others who need support so they are able to do the things they need to do for their countries and communities, specifically highly vulnerable nations. And then there are those who still refuse to act unless others do. They will not be allowed to slow down the collective process. Let's not let positioning block progress. All of us have to do everything we are capable of doing.
The accountability chief reminded the leaders of their promises made to address climate change during COP26 and urged them not to turn back on their words. He boldly stated he would not be a custodian of backsliding.
We will be holding people to account, be they presidents, prime ministers, or CEOs, an accountability chief, if you may, because our policies, our businesses, our infrastructure, our actions, be they personal or public, must be aligned with the Paris Agreement and with the Convention. The heart of implementation is everybody, everywhere in the world, every single day, doing everything they possibly can to address the climate crisis.
Mr. Steele was appointed Executive Secretary of the UNFCCC on August 15, 2022. He previously served as Grenada's Minister for Climate Resilience and the Environment for 5 years. The ongoing COP27 UN climate talks will continue in Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt until Friday, November 18, 2022. Reporting for GBN News, Beverly Tellisford.
Encouraging best practices in production and marketing for small ruminants was the focus of a consultancy initiative by the Food and Agriculture Organization. More in this report.
Food and Agriculture Organization's technical consultant, Dr. Gabriel Young, engaged sector holders in promoting initiatives expected to improve the livestock sector through increased animal production and marketing. The training, organized by the Project Implementation Unit, the PIU, through the OECS Regional Agriculture Competitiveness Project, AgriCom, identified the livestock sector as a critical one for improvement. Farmers, agro-processors, and extension officers were privy to information from the Trinidadian-born veterinarian. Dr. Young speaks of the numerous initiatives that can be undertaken in the industry.
So this training is to educate farmers in marketing of ruminant products. So we spoke about what are the options for meat marketing. We spoke about, let's say, lamb burgers, production of sausages, production of primal cuts for the lamb. We also spoke about goat's milk, where we can do goat milk, we can do fresh milk, yogurt, cheese, products for soap and lotion. Then we looked at things like agro-tourism. We looked at goat yoga as a possibility. That one was really funny for farmers. So what we realized is that there's a huge potential for small ruminants in the Caribbean.
Dr. Young explained to participants how her organization, Trinjam Farms, are able to move from producing 12 liters of goat's milk per week to 100 liters per day.
I think that Grenada has a lot of potential. I do believe that assistance is needed in production parts and also maybe in marketing too. And I think the farmers are enthusiastic. They have a lot of will, but they also need to make sure that the policies developed by the government will partner with the farmers to help them.
Livestock Officer Nugent Bernard says while the livestock industry is very diverse, he was happy that farmers and officers were exposed to the information presented.
Some of the takeaway that I received here today, one, first of all, based on what Dr. Young is, the information that she's transferring, puts us in a position to recognize that moving forward from the livestock industry standpoint, we need to be organized. Secondly, the whole aspect of market is important. If you're producing, you need to know where it is that you're going to sell your product. And we would have seen that doing small ruminants, both sheep and goat, it has a tremendous potential for market.
Dr. Young visited several goat farms, including the St. Patrick Goat Farmers Association, St. Patrick's Anglican School, Belmont Estate, and the St. Mark St. John Small Ruminant Association. Assessments were also done on small ruminant farms, identifying areas for improvement. The consultant provided recommendations to the Ministry of Agriculture that will guide plans, policies, actions, and the decision for the transformation of the livestock sector. Chrislina John, GBN News.
The urgency to incorporate vocation skills as part of the school system, as advocated by Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell, is what's creating a buzz on social media tonight.
We present the news. You analyze the various topics and distill the issues as they unfold. Your distillation points matter, as we're about to highlight them in our Social Buzz Report.
Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell stressed the urgency of incorporating vocational skills as part of the school system of learning. The Prime Minister was the featured speaker at Friday's second annual Education Ministerial Summit in St. George.
Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell, delivering the keynote address at the second annual Ministerial Summit Friday, notes that the pandemic revealed glaring deficiencies in the education system and, on a positive side, forced a closer look at the approach to learning and the skills and technology needed to create school systems that are resilient and nimble.
Human resources are our most precious asset and a fundamental contributor to the social and economic development of our nations. We now have an opportunity to reimagine how we can equitably prepare our citizens for a changing global society.
Social media users took to the comment section to share their thoughts about this latest development. The following views are that of members of the public and not of the Grenada Broadcasting Network. Carolyn said, hopefully by putting more emphasis on vocational skills, it can help to change the negative stereotypes surrounding schools like NULO. Louise added, Mr. Prime Minister, vocational skills incorporated with placement with employers and businesses is one of the most positive ways to create a culture of work ethics in our young population. In reality, vocational skills development is the epitome of transition from unemployable to entrepreneur. Change must come for our nation to grow. Change must come now. Cecilia said, vocational skills along with life skills bring great success in the lives of all. That's what's buzzing tonight. We encourage you, our viewers and listeners, to submit your think pieces on trending topics locally, regionally, and internationally via our Facebook page and YouTube channel. Continue to share your thoughts and concerns with us on our social media platforms.
And still ahead, Royal Grenada Police Force creating greater child safety awareness. This is News at 7.
Here is a little known fact. There is only one place in Grenada that you can get an MRI scan done. That place is Stasia Imaging Center. Yes, Grenada, that's the truth. Other centers could offer you other scans, but Stasia Imaging provides an authentic MRI scan. Here's another little known fact. Stasia Imaging has 3 centers. We operate at Grenville, the Carnage, and at the Ocean House, Grandlands. We provide the widest range of laboratory tests and services. CT scans, x-rays, mammograms, ultrasounds, and a host of other services. We are fully staffed by a team of family doctors and specialists. Call us today at 444-7679. or 406-1500, or visit any of our 3 locations. Stasia Imaging, from seeing the doctor to getting lab tests, scans, and pharmacy services. We are here to take care of you.
A whole new level of convenience and comfort awaits you when you shop at Rise and Shine Supermarket and Hardware Supplies, Griffin Lane, Grenville. Convenient, because we are open Sunday to Sunday. We're even at your service on public holidays. Comfort, because we are easily accessible to the physically challenged. Free Wi-Fi is available while you shop, and bags come at no charge. Everyday low prices and excellent customer care. Adequate parking available. We supply everything you can possibly think of. Family and home supplies, fresh meat, vegetables, and personal care products. All brands of cooking gas at affordable prices. You can send in your order, have it pulled, or pick up express. WeatherGuard Pro. For every project, there's only one Pro.
What does it take to be an amazing woman? Lots of me time. Amazing women are classy, fancy, and a little sassy. It's the drink for me. Cheers! Sometimes you've got to show them who's boss. Alpha male? Nah, alpha females are more amazing. Cheers to securing the bag. We make time for ourselves, for work, friends, and we certainly make time for passion. We're simply amazing. Amazing cream liqueur for the amazing woman in you.
delivered to you via Superb service. We are Superb distributors, wholesalers and authorized agents for trusted products you know and love, like Rika Juices, Pure Heaven products, Bibin diapers, New Bright laundry detergent, Allegra pasta, and more.
Contact Superb Distributors at 435-2948 for superb quality and service.
Who are the ones to take care of the world down under? The ones who answer your questions and give you help when you need it. That keep things tidy and groomed. Think about the ones who keep you moving and the ones who inform you and keep you up to date. The people responsible for making you happy, and especially those who nurture. Tourism is more. Tourism is everybody's business.
And welcome back. The Royal Grenada Police Force has embarked on a number of initiatives to create greater child safety awareness. It's all part of the RGPF's Yuletide operations, geared at educating parents and guardians on ways to protect their children from falling victim to abuse. Beverly Telesford has this report.
Parental supervision is critical over the next few weeks as the schools are about to close for the Yuletide season. Detective Samika Faria, attached to the Special Victims Unit of the Royal Grenada Police Force, made a clarion call to parents to ensure the safety of their children during the festive season. She warned against leaving children to supervise children.
Parents, we're imploring or encouraging you for the Yuletide season to ensure that you speak to your young children about good touch, bad touch, inappropriate and appropriate forms of touching. 1. 2, we ensure that you do not have any fire hazard close by in terms of kerosene or matches that children would tamper with during the festive season, because they tend to, especially if they're not properly supervised. Ensure that they are properly supervised. If you have to go to work, ensure maybe that you register that child to attend a daycare or after school. They might have some summer program. Ensure that they're protected in your absence. Do not leave them with older siblings who are not responsible, because at the end of the day, that child also is a child and may not be mature or knowledgeable enough as to handling challenges.
Child abuse can take many forms and refers to maltreatment of children, either physically, sexually, verbally, and/or psychologically, or in some cases, neglect of a child. Detective Faray delved into the different forms of abuse that children can be subjected to during the Yuletide season.
1, we have verbal abuse. You may make use of insults to that child or threats to that child. So verbal abuse, you have emotional abuse, sexual abuse, and physical abuse. Sexual abuse falls under the umbrella that the Special Victims Unit is tasked with to deal with on a day-to-day basis. Our mandate is to advocate for change on behalf of victims of sexual, domestic, and all forms of child abuse.
While child sexual abuse has taken the forefront in recent times, Detective Faray shed light on another form of abuse, psychological abuse, which she says the Special Victims Unit has seen the effects of, having received reports of attempted suicides.
So it's affecting the children, because these days our children, they're easily triggered. When I say easily triggered, public, they would have grown us up differently in a different era whereby you would be able to talk, as the public would say. But children today are very sensitive, and as a result, if you keep pressuring them or insulting them, they would feel less. They would have low self-esteem, a lack of self-confidence. They would feel traumatized or they feel humiliated, and as a result, they may want to attempt suicide.
Reporting for GBN News, Beverly Telesford.
Complete Care Pharmacies observed the commemoration of World Diabetes Day. Watch what happened through the GBN EyeSaw lens.
A good eye captures all. GBN EyeSaw is brought to you by Clear Vision.
Life is beautiful if only you can see it. Clear Vision Eye Center helps you do just that. We provide expert service, classy eyewear, and cutting-edge technology, all with a quality customer experience. See better, feel better, and look better. Meet us today at clearvisiongrenada.com or call 444-0055, WhatsApp 409-0055, or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Clear Vision Eye Center. Let's see life and the world with a clear vision.
In tonight's Eye Saw are photos from Complete Care Pharmacy's commemoration of World Diabetes Day. The clinic offered free blood glucose testing, doctor consultation, blood pressure checks, weight checks, and pharmacist consultations today, Monday, November 14, 2022. Send us your photo and video submissions via WhatsApp on 405-3052 or our other social media platforms.
And stay with us. We'll have the sports report for you next.
Your Gifts of Love with Cheer 2.0. 'Tis the season for holly jolly days at the communal. It's all about sharing the warmth of this season with those you love, getting on this special loan, taking advantage of great interest rates with no principal payments until January 2023. Share the gift of love. Make it a merrier Christmas with the communal. Exciting prizes for members throughout the promotion. For we are your Santa this Christmas. Offer ends January 31st, 2023. Lending terms and conditions apply.
Impact doors and windows can be yours. Now available at Caribbean Shutters Windows and Doors, agents for Domus Windows and Doors. Get custom-made UPVC products with a 20-year warranty on frames and a 5-year warranty on hardware, complete with installation and so much more. Visit our showroom at 11 Frequente Industrial Park, St. George, or call 439-1293, or visit our website at www.domuswindows.com.
If there was ever a time to keep and stay healthy, it's now. We at Hills and Valley are here to help you take deliberate steps to maintain your health. We stayed true to maintaining the most comprehensive rates while stocking the widest range of medicines and health devices, including personal protective equipment. There are so many benefits shopping with us. You get great savings through discounts for senior citizens and reward cards for loyal customers. Ask about owning yours today. Visit us at Halifax and Grenville Street, St. George, Jubilee Street opposite the Grenville Bus Terminal, and at Hillsborough, Carrico. Our wholesale distribution on Halifax Street also stocks the widest range of pharmaceuticals. We are with you on the hills and in the valleys. We are Hills and Valley Pharmacy.
I want you folks to play these 3 games from the NLA. Daily pick 3 cash flow and play with. You will be supporting sports and culture, nation building and our future. So go out and play, folks, make it a must. You will see what the National Lottery is doing for us. When you play pick 3 cash flow and play with, the NLA will support you all the way.
Starting September 30th, Monday to Friday, these 3 games will be drawn mid-morning, 9:45 a.m., midday, 12:45 p.m., and evenings, 7:45 p.m. The National Lotteries, supporting sports, culture, and nation building.
Sunday money day.
Keeping an eye on the weather, this is GBN. We've got you covered.
And now for a look at what's happening in sports. The Grenada national swim team came away with 3 age group winners and a total of 8 OECS records from the weekend's OECS swimming competitions held at the Rodney Heights Aquatic Center in St. Lucia. Grenada this year placed 3rd in the competitions, failing to retain the trophy for what would have been the 6th consecutive year this year. However, there were excellent performances from several team members from all age groups. Sarah Dowden of the girls 13 to 14, Kimberly Ince of the girls 15 to 17, and Zachary Gresham of the boys 15 to 17 were the age group winners in their respective groups. Mention must also be made of young newcomer Glennis Bain of the 8 and under group, who obtained the 3rd overall position in her age group. Still with swimming, added to these wins, OECS records were broken by Sarah Dowden in the girls 13 to 14 100-meter butterfly, which she did in a time of 1.0507. Anika Otway in the girls 15 to 7 100-meter breaststroke, done in a time of 1.14.61. Kimberly Ince in the girls 15 to 17 100-meter backstroke in a time of 1.07.73. And Zachary Gresham in the boys 15 to 17 100-meter butterfly in a time of 56.17 seconds, the 15 to 17 100-meter backstroke in a time of 58.36 seconds, the boys 200-meter in a time of 2.09.87, and the boys 15 to 17 50-meter butterfly in a time of 25.50. Team Grenada also broke the OECS record in the 15 and over girls 200 medley relay, which comprised Kimberly Ince, Anika Otway, Gabrielle Hyson, and Kaya Ramdani. They completed the race in a time of 2.02.15. England won the T20 World Cup after Ben Stokes' first ever T20 international half-century helped them to a 5-wicket victory over Pakistan in Sunday's final at the MCG. Excellent bowling, in particular from Adil Rashid and Sam Curran, held Pakistan to just 137 for 8, and England overcame some nervy moments in the chase to win their 2nd T20 World Cup. After England won the toss and opted to bowl in Melbourne, Pakistan struggled to get going, mustering just 4 boundaries on their way to 68 for 2 after 10 overs. Despite Shan Masood's best efforts, 38 runs from 28 balls, England then tore through Pakistan's middle order, Curran finishing with excellent figures of 3 for 12. And that's what's been happening in the world of sports. And now for a look at what's happening around the globe. 37 fishermen who had been detained in Colombia on allegations of illegal fishing were returned to Jamaica on Friday. The 33 Jamaicans and 4 Dominicans were picked up by the Jamaica Defense Force Coast Guard from the Colombian Coast Guard during a transfer at sea.
It's been a long journey home for the family, who said their father has not slept comfortably since being caught out at sea and in the custody of another country. Relatives say he's exhausted from the ordeal and is currently resting. He was among a group of fishermen who were arrested by the Colombian authorities for illegal fishing. In a video recorded by the fishermen, they begged for the Jamaican authorities to bring them home.
Colombia said they're finished with me. Exactly. They're done with it. Them now all we know, but we just not have the pass to go up on the road. Right? We don't have no food, we don't have no water, we don't have nothing. Right? So we don't see the reason why our Jamaican government,
A Florida-based charity is stepping up its efforts to help Haiti as the Caribbean island wages war on yet another health crisis. More in this report.
Case numbers are up, and so is the death toll as Haiti grapples with another outbreak in cholera cases.
We've got 6,000 confirmed cases, according to a representative that we know of in Haiti.
According to Haiti's health ministry, at least 136 people have died since October. The disease is caused by eating food or drinking water contaminated with cholera bacteria. Symptoms include severe vomiting and diarrhea.
So this will, in a sense, stop up the system and allow for that person to hold the nutrients, and that is the Manipac Potato D.
Help is on the way from the Treasure Coast.
Whenever there is the ability to meet a need, we have the ability to meet a need simply because we already have the connection in Haiti.
JJ Lane is with Missionary Flights International in Fort Pierce, a nonprofit that typically travels twice a week to the Caribbean nation. But tomorrow, they'll be delivering a special load of cargo.
This is literally just for being able to combat what those effects of cholera bring about.
The interior ministers of France and the United Kingdom have signed an agreement that will see more police patrol beaches in northern France in an attempt to stop people trying to cross the English Channel in small boats, a regular source of friction between the two countries. More from Al Jazeera.
Smiles for the cameras, but the tensions remain. France's Interior Minister Gérald Darmanin and his British counterpart sign a deal to bring down the number of dangerous boat journeys across the English Channel. It'll increase by around 15% the amount of money the UK pays France each year to patrol its coast and try to stop refugees getting into small dinghies. It'll also see British officers working in French command centres and more technology such as drones being used.
We have some real wins for both the French and the UK. First of all, we'll see embedded observers. That means there will be British officers working on French soil, observing the work or working on the ground with French officers to detect and intercept the illegal.
And that is what's been happening around the globe. And now for a recap of the night's top headlines. Boca residents outraged at police following 9th homicide on Sunday. Port workers down tools for the second time this year. The relevance of media in the Caribbean under threat. And elderly woman in Grenville robbed for the 4th time. In international news, 37 fishermen returned to Jamaica after 3-week detention in Colombia for illegal fishing. And France and the UK signed deal to stop asylum seekers from crossing the channel. In sports, Grenada takes 3rd place as well as a number of the records in the OECS Swimming Championships. If you missed any part of this newscast, a repeat of it will be broadcast at 10 o'clock tonight. Continue to follow us online at gbn.gd or on GBN Television Facebook page and YouTube channel for these and other top stories. I'm Stasia Blake, and that's the news. Thank you for joining us. Good night.
Busy during the week and have no time to go to the credit union to access your loans? Do you wish